Pondering God, Chapter 49. Who do you think you are? As I exited the interstate this evening and crossed the bridge, I noticed at the end of the off-ramp, coming from the east, a young lady. She was a bit underdressed for the weather, and I immediately recognized what she was doing, even without the handwritten cardboard sign held strategically in front of her. I watched her run to one of the vehicles waiting for the light to change, and as she was given the wadded-up money and stuffed it into her pocket, she returned to her spot at the intersection. I then pulled up to the light, which was still red on my end, and quickly lowered my window and gently yelled to her, "Hey." The girl looked to be in her 20s, but the tired eyes and other rough features made her look much older. Her eyes and body language acknowledged me, and she approached my car. Meanwhile, I reached into the console next to me and found one of my McDonald's gift cards, kept there for these occasions. The plastic card had some writings on it that indicated, "From Jesus to you, $10, written with a permanent marker. As she approached the car, I asked her through the lowered window, "Are you hungry?" Without a smile and not looking me in the eye, she responded, "Yes." I handed her the gift card and said, "This is from Jesus to you." She said thank you and made her way back to her original spot. As I drove away, I thought about how desperate she must have been to stand out there in public begging for money. I thought about how ashamed she must have felt, likely never imagining that her life would take her to this point. I felt sorry for her. It wasn't always this way. I didn't always have a tender, compassionate heart. In fact, whenever I came across someone like her, I would often ignore them, treating them as if they were invisible, like they didn't exist. While ignoring them, I would have these thoughts running through my mind. Why doesn't she get a job? I'm not giving her anything. She'll just spend it on booze or drugs. I saw everyone in her position as a panhandler, someone who is too lazy to work and out to get an easy buck. In many cases, I may have been correct. Jesus had one condemnation of the Pharisees and other religious leaders that he repeated. He condemned them thus in Matthew chapter 23, verse 23. "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you tithe mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier provisions of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. But these are the things you should have done without neglecting the others." Justice and mercy. I was just like the Pharisee, judging those in need. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 35, Jesus said, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in." He didn't tell us to determine if the person was deserving or not. He didn't say to try to figure out why they were in the position in which they found themselves. He didn't say that if you felt you were being scammed, to turn and walk away. He said to feed the hungry, the one that is in front of you, the one standing at the intersection of the exit ramp with a handwritten sign in their handout. If that person is a fraud, that's not your issue. God will work that out with them. I can hear him say, "I'm not asking you to sort out the other person's life or assess their motives. I'm asking you to give, period." God is mostly concerned with our hearts. I remember a few years back being a regular viewer of the television show Cops. I loved to watch this early version of reality television and laugh at and make fun of the many sordid characters that appeared on the show. I suppose it made me feel superior to see others being humiliated like they were, night after night. I wondered what they must have felt when they saw themselves looking like fools on national television. Then one day, God put it on my heart to see these people in a different way. He posed this question to me: what if the world could see a video of you on your worst day, at your worst moment, doing your worst things? I thought long and hard at the many embarrassing moments in my life when I was at my worst, that if these moments saw the light of day, I would be devastated and humiliated. But for the grace of God go I. From then on, I stopped watching the show. In a similar way, I began to see the homeless in the same light. I thought, how far was I at one time in my life from being in a similar position? What circumstances could have occurred along the way to change my life and cause things to turn out dramatically different from how they did? What circumstances could happen in the days ahead that would lead me to a similar point? I didn't come to these conclusions and thoughts overnight. It took years to transform me from hard-hearted to someone who sees others through more sympathetic eyes. What led me to buy McDonald's gift cards and hand them out in towns throughout the Midwest and around Chicago? How did God finally teach me that lesson? The short answer is, through my oldest son. But that's a story that will take many more words and will be written at a future time.